like there are many places we can start with this conversation, but I keep kind of going back to the fact that the Chargers had a 27-6 lead in the third quarter, and they almost let this one get away. So what went wrong after a first half that was so good? They
had no answer for Joe Burrow, and he was marvelous today.
He was.
With most of the time, it was just Joe Burrow just throwing the football. And when you look at the Chargers, this defense hadn't given up 20 points all year. And they found a way to just move the ball, and it was on Joe Burrow. And the Cincinnati Bengals are a desperate team right now. This was a game they needed to win badly to stay in the playoff hunt. Not saying they're out of it, but it's going to be very difficult. And if you're the Chargers, you had this substantial lead going into the third quarter, as you guys mentioned, and all of a sudden it was a tie football game.
Mm-hmm. From the Chargers standpoint, though, their fans, and one of my friends was at the game, sent me videos, they were stressed because recent history suggests this is a game they would lose.
This is definitely a game
but they did not.
They did not.
What does that say about the current makeup of this team, whether it's how Justin Herbert's playing or even their new coach there in Jim Harbaugh?
You just mentioned the new coach, the mindset this football team has. They're a tough-minded bunch. They got tested today.
Mm-hmm. By themselves?
Yeah, by themselves and just allowing you. This defense was highly talked about for the last month and playing really good, and the offense was rolling, and all of a sudden they got into a game that was a little bit of a shootout, and then all of a sudden they tied it up. They had a possession where they could have won. They didn't do it. They gave it back to them. Then they get the ball back, and they make a play. Make a couple plays, they end up winning it.
Yeah.
All game when we were watching this, you were like, you said this last week, we're not paying enough attention to the Chargers. We're not paying enough attention to the Chargers.
7-3.
They're flying under the radar. We're paying attention. They get another win. As you said, they're now 7-3. You've been saying all day, this is a playoff team.
They are a playoff team. There's no doubt about it. And just do the math. They got 7 games left. Can they win 3 out of 7? That gets them 10.
Right.
I don't think they win the division. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are still going to be the team to win this division. But these Chargers are going to be pretty good. And Herbert is playing at a high level right now. They have a running game. They're a tough-minded football team. This is kind of the makeup of Coach Harbaugh. When you watch his teams play at any level, I can remember when he was at San Francisco and he took those guys, right? And then he goes to Michigan. I mean, they just play a certain way, and the players believe they can win. This was a Charger team in the past. They get into this situation, they would crumble. They just stayed tough-minded and found a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, they have been overshadowed because the Chiefs are in their division. But again, 7-3, they're right in the thick of it in terms of the race in the AFC. Let's go to Cincinnati real quickly. We're taking to the top of the hour, by the way, then Scott Van Pelt will take over with his edition of SportsCenter. You just look at them like they've got the talent, but for whatever reason this year, they just haven't won the games that they have won in the past with Joe Burrow as their quarterback. What's been the difference?
Just closing the game out. They had an opportunity here at the end.
Those 2 field
goals. That was critical.
Close out. Hey, look, the runner, and I'm not saying this, they couldn't pay everybody. Mixon, he's no longer there. Where's their running game?
110 total yards on the ground in this one.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow's not Josh Allen.
No.
So if you need a good running back behind him if you're going to have any type of running game, period.
They're averaging almost 50 passes a game now.
Wow. That's putting a lot of pressure on
He threw the ball 50 times in this one. 28
how
for 50.